Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, how many of you had breakfast this morning?
Oh, I did.
Oh, okay.
I thought I did.
Some of
I
you didn't
usually
have
don't.
breakfast this morning, so I can see it. Yeah. All right, I'm trying to be as quick as possible. I'm trying not to be boring, because I know sometimes we get speakers and they are, good morning, my name is Mr. Alejandro. You know, it's a monotone voice, and you go to sleep. And the room is a little warm, so that might contribute. So if you need to skin and stretch, do it. It will be no problem. Okay? Like the teacher said, my name is Ezequiel Alejandro. There are a lot of people that know me here in town by Memo. Okay? Now Memo and Ezequiel, they don't come very close. Okay? If you're Latin American, when I introduce myself to somebody that is Latin American, I say my name is Memo, but not from Guillermo. Okay? Because all the Guillermos, they call them Memo in South America. Mine is totally different. Okay? I'm the youngest of 7. I have 6 siblings, 3 boys, 3 girls, and I'm at the bottom. But I enjoy a lot of perks to be the youngest in your house. So if you're the youngest in your house, I'll tell you, you're going to have a lot of fun. If you're the oldest, then you'll have fun too. If you're in the middle, you'll have fun because you're going to go back and forth with your parents. Okay. I went to school in Puerto Rico. I graduated from Juan Ponce de Leon High School. And then I went to University of Puerto Rico, where I did my bachelor's degree in physical education. After I finished there, I came to Connecticut. Right out of college, I came to Connecticut to start working and to do my master's degree. I went to Southern Connecticut State University. I did my master's degree, and then I pursued an administration degree. I worked in the city of Hartford for 30 years as a teacher. I worked at Hartford Public High School for 20 years, and the other years I worked in elementary school. After that, about 13 years ago, I retired out of teaching. Not that I didn't want to stay, but the pressure and the stress I was in, it forced me to retire. Okay? Stress is a silent killer. Okay? And if you're pursuing nursing or anything in that area, you will know that you don't want to be in a lot of stress. Because what happened to me, 6 years after I retired from school, I ended up going to emergency and have a triple bypass. Okay? So now it's going to be, in January 7th, it's going to be 6 years since I had my surgery, heart surgery, and I'm doing fine. Okay? I try not to get stressed out because it's not worth it. You know, I have a part of the zipper gang. They call the people that have had heart surgery, they call the zipper gang. So I'm one of them. But during the time I came to Connecticut, and now, there was one lady that was involved with the Red Cross. And she got me interested in working volunteer. Okay? I've been working volunteer for the Red Cross, and this is my 39th year, okay, that I've been volunteering my time to Red Cross. Now, if I ask you a question, just the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word Red Cross, what does it come to your mind? What?
Saving people.
Saving people. What else? Red Cross.
Blood services.
Blood services. You hear about donate blood, donate blood, donate blood. Okay, that's very common. The people that respond, because that's a big part of the Red Cross. Any other service that you can think of? There's one that's called the military service, and what they do is that if you have a family in the service, and let's say they are in Iraq, and there's an emergency in your family that they need to have that person come back, through the Red Cross, they will contact that person and they will bring them. Okay? That happened to one of my cousins when my grandmother passed away. They brought him, he was in Afghanistan, and through the Red Cross, they brought him back. Okay? Now, what things do I do with the Red Cross? Okay, I do the disaster service. Disaster service. There's a national response: flood, hurricane, tornadoes, ice storms, earthquake, wildfires. Okay, we are in the middle of the hurricane season. Okay, from June 1st to November 30th. We are right now. We're in the middle of the hurricane season. Okay, but we don't think about hurricanes with days like today. Okay? Now there's a big hurricane out in the Atlantic, but it's just going to push out. It's not going to come anywhere near the continental United States. Okay, so it's going to stay out. But what things you can do in any of floods, hurricanes, tornado? If you want to volunteer, what things you think you can be contribute in a situation like floods? You have any idea what can you do? Do you know what a flood is?
Save people from drowning.
Okay, save people from drowning. Okay. To save people from drowning, what do you need to do?
Swim.
You need to be able to swim, or at least know how to throw something to help that person. Because if you don't know how to swim and you jump in, then instead of one victim, there's going to be two. Okay? So that's good. What else? What happens when floods come?
You gotta stick to high ground.
Huh?
You gotta stick to high ground.
You go to high ground, but what happened to you wherever we are? If there's a flood over here, what will happen?
Full of water.
It's just full of water. And that will disrupt everything that we're doing, because you won't be able to go to the mall because the roads are impassable. You might not be able to get out of your house because the water is up to the first floor and you're on the roof of your house. Okay? Those things here is very difficult to happen, but it can. It can happen. Okay? It has to be a tremendous amount of rain. Arizona was in a very, very rough time, because the problem in Arizona is that the cities are on a flat ground. The rain hits the mountain, and it just comes on flash floods. There's nothing to stop them. It sweeps everything around. Okay, so we have one place that you can volunteer. One of the services is the blood service. Now you say, I don't know, I'm afraid of needles. You know, when I have to go to the doctor and they're going to pinch you, you say, you look the other way. But there are jobs in the blood service that you can do. Right? Have any of you been in a blood drive here at school? No? I know they used to do blood drives. I don't know if they still do here. But one of the things that you could do is registration. You know, people when they come in, you give the forms for they to register. Escort, you know, once they finish donating blood, you will have to sit for a little while because they have taken a pint of blood out of you. You just cannot get up and start going playing basketball because you'll pass out. Okay? You walk them to get to the canteen, and then they're going to have something to drink and something to eat. Those services you can do. At the same time, if you're looking into nursing, you will be able to talk to some of the technicians that are nurses and get a feel for what it is that you want to do. Okay? Do schedules, managers, you know, if you're in FBLA club, usually the FBLA club is the one that brings and do a lot of the blood services in schools. And you can work with your teacher and they will assign you to one of these stations. Okay? I don't do anything other than donate blood with the blood services. My job is with disaster service. Okay? What I do when I go out, I don't know if you, last week there was a fire here in Manchester where a young man, 27 years old, died on Chestnut Street. Well, I got a call at 5 in the morning because